folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. We're going to take up the second flight ever of the Tecnam 2010. All right, first on the Maiden I did the safe, no gyro, and then optimized mode is AS3X for wind mitigation. Their beginner mode, or like safe in the Spectrum world, is called stability mode, and then they have the option to have gyro off, which I just call that experience mode. And we're going to do that in the AS3X mode right now. Yeah. All right. Prop on. Right, left, up, down, right, left. Now, remember, don't get in a big hurry with taxiing. There's a lot of pressure on that nose gear with the way the front gear is configured. And if your Tecnam has a little bit of wobble in the front steering, then go in there and reinforce around the foam, around that servo that holds that servo in. That's the only thing you need to do. I went ahead and did that as a precaution. Mine, I don't know if mine wobbled or not, but I went ahead and did it because my last Tecnam that I had several years ago when it was first released, it had wobble in that front nose gear, and I put a little wood in that, and that took care of that problem. So just, you may fly it a few times. If you don't have a problem, then you don't fix what ain't broke. But I did it just because. Very nice plane. Flies very scale. I'm running a 2200 or 2700 3S enter. Need just a touch of up elevator.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
Bring her down kind of low. Get a good look at her. All right, now we're going to kick it up a notch. No knife edge here. We're going to take it up. All right. I mean, she's capable. Let's do a great big loop right now. We're going to do a big loop. Big slow loop. All right.
Landing.
Now I'm actually going to put the flaps in, and we're not going to land. Instead, we're going to do a little bit of windsurfing. Got just enough wind today. A little bit of windsurfing. Putting her into the wind, and then just kind of holding her there. This is a fun thing to do to help teach you how to deal with wind. It helps reinforce that muscle memory.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
And that's all I'm doing. I'm putting the plane into the wind, got the flaps all the way down, and I'm actually just trying to hold her still. If you get it level just right, and you get just the right amount of wind, the flaps just right, you can actually let her float backwards. I have flown a plane backwards many times doing that exact same thing. Now for landing, however, there's enough wind you don't need flaps. I just got through flying a bunch of my jets, and almost always you have to have flaps with jets, and I didn't need flaps. All right. Let's just land this thing pretty if we can. There we go. All right, let's get her turned around here. Okay. Give myself at least half the runway. She don't need much. All right, here we go. A little bit of a knife edge here. Whoa. Take her up. All right, let's stall her. Let's see where her stall is. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into the wind. I'm just going to go forward like this. I'm going to cut the power and hold up elevator. And what that does, that'll tell me which way, which wing will drop. And she just kind of slumped right on over. So, very predictable plane. Very good flying plane. And its scale. The Tecnam actually is a working aircraft. All right. Still got 2.5 minutes. Let's try doing a touch and go this time. And I do love touch and goes. Now the touch and go, you're not going to give normal landing speed. You're actually going to come in a little bit faster. And you want to just kind of kiss the ground. There we go. Now you hear that sound, that grinding sound with them wheels. If you take a little bit of food grade silicone, little blue and white tube, you get them on Amazon. Just food grade silicone, and that'll help grease them axles, and it's perfectly plastic and foam safe. Same silicone, same grease they use on food service machines they use in food service. All right, a little bit of a grass landing there. All right, tell you what, let's put our, because I want to get out of that grass quickly, I'm going to put my takeoff flaps. There. I mean, she will land and take off in the grass. I just don't recommend doing it very often because those wheel skirts, and you cannot remove the nose, the wheel skirt on the nose. You can on the mains, but not on the nose, because the plastic part actually holds that front wheel. You'd have to put an entirely new steering mechanism in there. That wind almost caught me there. All right, we're going to take off one more time. You get turned towards this way a little bit. Okay. There we go. Well, she got enough speed on her. Just enough to keep her sporty. But she slows right down. And that's 2 landings for the price of 1. Folks, that right there.
Prop secured.
That is 4 minutes of flying. Oh, actually 4.5 minutes of flying. That is the Arrows RC Tecnam 2010. Highly recommend the plane. If you only have a rough grass runway, then I don't recommend it. If you have a nice runway like this, then yeah, she's great. Make sure when you close the hatch, hear that click? Don't just push down, push that click. If you don't hear that click, you didn't put your radio hatch on, or the battery hatch on, okay? You gotta hear that click. Otherwise, it will come flying off. Show you my setup real quick. I've got 2700 Hobby Star 3S pushed all the way forward. If you had a 2200, it'd be the same thing. I would even put up to a 3000 in this plane. Got an AR620 there, and the vector system is back behind it, and that's the control. That's the gyro control. All right, check our battery. See how much juice we got, how much gas is in the tank, as GB Lennon likes to say. 61%. I'm not going up again. I could fly for another 3 minutes. Honestly, with mixed flying, you could fly, if you're really careful on the throttle and take your time, you could fly for 10 minutes. But realistically, 8 minutes. and come back at a storage rate with about 30% to 25% on the battery. Well, folks, that is the Arrows RC Tecnam 2010, and that is one good flying plane. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hobby Zone, thank you for the plane for review. God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends. The Tecnams 2010s. Bye-bye.